The West is wild. As the Western Conference, 3 and 8 seeds are separated by 1 to 2 games. I am joined by our NBA insider Sam Amick to break down how it's all going to shake out. Sam, how do you see the next 48 hours playing out?
Trista, I don't have the answers. Nobody does. This is the craziest that I've ever seen in the West my entire time covering the league. Certainly Wednesday night is the showcase affair. Denver and Minnesota, a play-in game, which is NCAA style and not the kind of thing we're used to seeing in the NBA. Winner takes all, winner gets in for that 8th seed. But from there, you're talking about 2-team tiebreakers, 3-team tiebreakers, a lot of scenarios in play. And the Warriors, just to pick one example, are running around trying to figure out, how do we stop or slow down each of these 4 or 5 different opponents that we might see in the first round.
There's so many interesting storylines coming out of the West right now. One, the sheer amount of parity, how good the Jazz still are without Gordon Hayward. What intrigues you the most here about the West?
When you take a step back and you look at the greater context, this is meaningful stuff. And the guy, for me, that comes to mind is Anthony Davis in New Orleans. AD is a guy that every team in the league would love to get their hands on. And so, first of all, New Orleans getting into the playoffs is good for the Pelicans because it keeps him, a little more content than he would have been if they were on the outside looking in. But I talked to Anthony the other day, and he made it very clear, very quickly, that it's not just getting in that's enough for him. AD wants to make noise in the playoffs, and that's where the first round winds up being so important for these organizations, especially the small market ones like New Orleans, that are trying to hold on to top-tier talents like Anthony Davis. And there are stories like that all over the West. Jimmy Butler is another one. He's going to be a free agent 2 summers from now. The T-Wolves need to have progress. They need to have good memories, good times in the postseason. Even if they lose, you want to push it to 6-7 games potentially rather than getting embarrassed and maybe getting swept. That's the kind of stuff I think you need to pay attention to in the first round.
All right, thanks, Sam. In the meantime, stick with Sports Pulse, your heartbeat to what's trending in sports.